Hey, what's up guys? Shakes Rampedi here. Jose Riveiro, let's see what your squad is made of. Let's go.
That's how it goes?
They keep asking about the best when they know it's me.
Okay.
Asking about the rest when they know it's me.
Straight in, I guess.
You know it's me.
Club football is back in full swing. Games on the weekend, games today. It's very nice, guys. You know, Orlando Pirates were in action in the CAF Champions League. Sundowns too. Steelies went through to group stages. Everything is good. But let's touch on Orlando Pirates. You know, they did. They went through as well. Group stage, they're there. Finally, the first time Jose is doing it. But this is a new test for Jose because it's 6 extra games that is definitely confirmed. And it's not only just the games. What Sundowns will definitely tell you is that they have to travel. So sometimes they must go to Algeria, sometimes Morocco. Sometimes you might be sent to Ghana. You don't know where you'll be sent, but they have to be sent all over the continent. And that is something Orlando Pirates have never been able to do under Jose Riveiro. And when you remember what happened last season, they just got knocked out by Jwaneng Galaxy. So without the group stage games, this team finished over 20 points behind Mamelodi Sundowns. So now this time around, you have the group stage games. Let's just hope it's not going to be 40 points this time around. This is the moment that I think Orlando Pirates are going to be tested. Will they be able to cope? Because for me, in the next 4 months, Orlando Pirates could either compete for the league or they're going to lose it. I don't think it's going to go till May after these next 4 months because I want to see how they're able to do it. You've got the final that's coming for the MT8, right? You've got the CAF Champions League games and you've got the Carling knockout that's coming. And also because the league started so late, we've got games in December, guys. We've got games even in the new year. So there's going to be games wire. And my biggest worry that I had about Orlando Pirates was, could they do it in all competitions? You proved me wrong with MT8. You did well in the CAF Champions League so far. League, you won your first league game, which is good. But could they go all the way? And it's time with the cups. We've seen the cups. The cups are nice. But it's time to see now, when it comes to the league, what is this squad really made of? Broadcaster, presenter, Kai FM, the ever so talented Oarabile Diphoko is back and she's here. And I asked her a simple question. Does Moegoe need to win the CAF Champions League to remain in his job? And she answered it.
Guys, another guest on Playing the Field with Shakes. This guest has already been here. She's an amazing broadcaster, an amazing presenter. Kai FM. When I say those words, man, you think of someone as talented as Oarabile Diphoko. How are you, lady?
Hello, I'm well. Thank you so much for the invite. Thank you for having me. Clearly, I did a good job the first time around. You don't get an invite again if you missed around the first time. So I clearly did good. Thank you so much for having me.
You decided to give us a new background there.
No, I'm home now. Hey, it's cold outside. Oh, it is cold. Listen, it is so cold. I decided to do this at home in a relaxed environment where we can talk everything football. I'm excited about this one.
No, man, that's cool. And it's not funny. You mentioned football, and of course, football's come back in like full swing. We've got club football, international, locally, like CAF Champions League. It's all happening and stuff. How are you finding dealing with so much football?
I mean, first and foremost, it started off late, especially the Betway Premiership. This is the first time ever I've ever seen such a thing. First time ever I've also seen a transfer window this long as well. But also a lot of big changes, and I think necessary changes to a lot of teams. So it's pretty exciting to see a whole lot of new managers, players moving around as well, players bringing a whole host of new ones, experience, inexperience, promotion, relegation. So there's so much to look forward to, and there's so much that, you know, I've had to watch.
Yes, the Betway Premiership was ongoing this past weekend, but something beautiful happened in the fact that Sundowns and Orlando Pirates were able to get to the group stages of the CAF Champions League, and then Steelies were able to get to the group stages of the Confed Cup. And I was just sort of thinking like, wow, this is great. We got 3 teams playing in the CAF competitions coming this season. I mean, it puts South Africa in a good place, right, in terms of football.
Absolutely. I mean, it doesn't help that it came in the week where Bafana dropped in rankings, but just to have that sort of talent playing in Africa, exposing, and I'm particularly excited for Steelies because There's so many young players that I really feel would I think an opportunity to play in Africa at the young age that they are opens up so many opportunities for them, because I believe the younger you are, the better it is when you move, especially to international stages. So I'm particularly excited about Steelies because of the young talent that they have.
I mean, you mentioned Steelies, and obviously the story that they have. I mean, last season they go win a trophy with the Carling knockout, and then eventually they finished third. They just missed out on second as well. They knock out Mamelodi
Yeah.
Sundowns at the MTN 8 at this current moment, and now they through to the group stages of the Confederations Cup. I mean, you're sort of looking at like the growth of this team. It's starting to make like huge strides. What's your expectation of Steelies this season, like in terms of how they'll do in CAF and as well as the league as well? What would your expectation be of a Stellenbosch that is growing, I guess?
You know what? Steelies are probably the most steady and consistent team, just based on the fact that, their manager is the longest serving manager in the PSL. So he's had a longer period of time to stabilize that ship. And I recently just learned how strict Steelies seems to be in terms of just discipline, and how there's a brotherhood and how they all live together. So that alone builds the dynamic of how the team will play. I know I was a bit concerned regarding the sales that they made, the players that they let go. You don't let Ikram go. Where are all those goals gonna come from? You don't let Van Rooyen leave. The defense now is also opened up. But yes, they've got players where they've patched in now those positions. I'm just a little bit concerned whether it will be enough, playing the amount of games that they're gonna obviously now be playing. They're one of the teams that have played the most games already, having played MTN 8 before the start of the season, now with CAF. I'm concerned that they might not have enough players to manage the schedule. But also, I'm very excited to see how they work around that, because one thing that I know about Steelies is that they're very good at solving problems. They know how to stay within the competition.
That's such a very good point. I think also I just think of what they've achieved and what they've done already. You're just thinking like, wow, and you sort of looking at towards like how can they grow, but they're gonna obviously also be in the MTN 8 final as well, and the team that they face is Orlando Pirates, and that's gonna be, when you look at Orlando Pirates, their expectations are a lot more with regards to what they have to do. Now, the worry I had about Pirates last season was, could they compete in many competitions? So without being in the group stages of the CAF Champions League, they still finished 23 points behind Mamelodi Sundowns. Now the group stage games are here. Then there's going to be Carling knockout. Then there's that MTN 8 final. And then there's Nedbank Cup. And then there's the league. I mean, I'm thinking to myself, could Orlando Pirates, do you think Orlando Pirates can cope with all these competitions and still sort of challenge for the league?
I think they have a squad big enough. If there is a team that has no worry or shouldn't have any concerns, it's Orlando Pirates. They have backups for their backups, even, So they are a fairly talented talent. Let's not forget the talent that they have there. And also now we've seen players coming back. I mean, Moegoe's now back from injury. So it's just, how are they going to be utilizing it? And also, what are they prioritizing? One, they're into the MTN 8 final. They are the defending champions. And yes, who wouldn't want to make a hat trick, thinking we want to make history? And why not be the first team that's going to defend it 3 times? But also, are they prioritizing CAF? Do they want that second star? How much of the resources they're going to be putting into the Betway Premiership as well? 23 points is a lot of points. It's a lot. And it's not just about the points, it's also about the goal difference. Because even Pirates weren't scoring the amount of chances they were creating. And that's something that I've always had a concern with. They're not consistent when it comes to scoring those goals. They create chances, they play great football, but consistency has always been an issue there with Pirates. And we've seen it even throughout the past 2 seasons, as successful as they have been, obviously with the trophies that they've won. But consistency, especially with winning games, they win one today, they draw tomorrow.
Now, you talking about prioritization, right? Now, let me ask you, Oarabile, as you were watching Orlando Pirates and what they're doing. I mean, they're in so many competitions at this current point. What should Orlando Pirates be prioritizing? Should they be prioritizing having to play CAF, like having to go far away? Or is it the fact that they should be like, hey, guys, listen, now let's try win the big one, the league, because we haven't won it since 2012. Or should they, hey, how about we do cups again? Let's do another season of cups. What do you think Pirates should be prioritizing?
I don't think any Orlando Pirates fan right now wants to hear about cups. It's nice. We love winning cups. Who doesn't like to be a winner? It's great. But here's the thing. It's been over a decade since you won the league, something that you play for every single season, something that's the only thing that gets you into these cup finals. So focus on that. And also because Sundowns are going to be distracted. They're chasing the second star. Why not chase what they're leaving behind? So for me personally, I'd prioritize the league. I think that's somewhere they can do it. They really can do it. If they focus their attention on that, that should be their number one priority.
And the funny thing is, we start off with like the pressure of Steadies in terms of what you expect of them, and then Orlando Pirates, you're like, what should they prioritize? Then we get to the big dogs being the champions, which is Mamelodi Sundowns. Now I'm thinking to myself, does Mangoba have to win the CAF Champions League in order to remain in his job?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Like he knows. I don't care what he said. He knows if he does not win the CAF Champions League, that salary high will be divided amongst the the next assistant coaches. There's no way. He knows he has to win CAF. Unfortunately, that's just the platform that they've set for themselves. Those are the pinnacles that they can reach because you can't keep getting to semifinals for 6, 7, 8 seasons in a row, and that's where you get knocked out. Whether that's the voodoo of the team, we don't know. But right now, he's at the helm. And also just looking at the fact that they went and got Steve Compella back in the mix, I don't understand that decision, but it's fine. We are fans, we're football, we're journalists, we'll report on it. He's back there too. He's back in the fold. So many changes. Sundowns, obviously, every single season are constantly buying new players as well. He has to win CAF. And that's where I'm saying that's the opportunity now for Pirates to now sneak in and make sure that that other trophy of this. And who wouldn't want to be the first person to put their name on the new trophy? You know, there's 900 million here to be played in the next 3 years. Somebody needs to win it.
No, 100%. I hear you with regards to that, and you're making such a very good point. So if Sundowns have a similar season to last season, so they win the league, and AFL is not there now this time around. Win the league, yes. The Cups are not there. You make it to the semifinals of the CAF Champions League. So Mangoba is a goner if that happens. If we have a similar storyline here.
Yes. He's definitely leaving. I really don't think him winning the league is going to save him because I don't want to believe that they let Rulani go and kept Mangoba or promoted him back because there was a lot happening at Sundowns. There's a lot happening at Sundowns, but I really don't believe that they put him back at the helm for him to just go win the league. Every other coach that has been there before him in the past few seasons has done exactly that. What is it that's going to set him apart from the rest of them to say you're worthy to be kept? That's my issue.
Now, the funny thing is there's a fan base that is there within our South African football. You know, you've spoken about the yellow and blue, you've spoken about the black and white, and then there's the gold and black. Now, Kansas Chiefs played their first game, and they won their first game against Moegoe. What have you made of Kansas Chiefs this season? New coach, what's happening? Like, how have you seen this whole story with them?
First and foremost, brilliant decision with the coach. I think it was a necessary decision. He's very pragmatic. He is all about he will prioritize making sure that they don't lose first. He will go back to basics. I mean, you mentioned the fact that they won their first game, but even the coach himself was like, yes, we'll take the win, but I'm still not happy. Even I remember the post-match interview he did after that, he was saying he really wanted to add in more players in certain positions where he speak English, so you can tell, all right, it's grind time now. He's even got it to a point where he no longer is using the translator as much as he is because he really wants to cement his philosophy into the players. It's going to take a while. It's going to take some time for Chiefs to get back to what we know them to be or what we know they can be. Looking at the season right now, having finished in 10th position, their top goal at the moment has to be finishing in the top 8. And finishing in the top also a style of football to cement your DNA. This is how we're playing. This is how we're getting the job done. And every single week you work on that. I'm sitting here as a neutral saying it's gonna take time, but we have those fans that are just like, how? Listen, if they win the calling, that's great. They've already beyond their wildest dreams. They've already accomplished a lot more than we should be anticipating from them right now. They've got players back from loans. They've brought in new players, and for once, Kaizer Chiefs didn't go and buy big name players. They didn't go buy people that we all wanted. They bought players that were needed, necessary, pragmatic, going to contribute to the team and what they were lacking in recent seasons. So I'm excited to see the project building up. But it's just a matter of, are the players going to now listen to what the coach is saying? I think he's a phenomenal coach for them to have brought in, especially looking at how they ended last season. Kaizer Chiefs is not one of those teams that should be ending outside of the top 8. That's unacceptable on their part.
Now, let's say Kaizer Chiefs, and obviously this is not something I would want to happen, but let's say they did not win any trophy this season. Let's say the Nedbank Cup is a foregone, the league is a foregone, and as well as the Kali Knockout is a foregone. What's the league position that you think Chiefs would be like, something there that's looking at? Because even if they go from like 10th to 8th, yes, you made top 8, but still, that's like, whoa, that's not a really good season, really, or it's not the one that they would have expected to get. So let's say trophies are not there. What's a realistic league position that Chiefs should be targeting?
Realistic is top 8.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough.
I mean, we spoke about the gap between number 1 and 2, it being 23 points. I mean, Pirates would be thrilled. Yes, we finished in 2nd, but they finished 23 points behind in 2nd. So sometimes we're saying Kaizer Chiefs, yes, finished in 10th place, but sometimes you can finish in 8th and still be 10, 12 points better off than you were last season. That alone is growth, because that will mean you have more clean sheets. That will mean maybe you scored even more goals. That means you created more opportunities. So yes, top 8 isn't so great, but if you're jumping into the top 8 with a points tally of, for example, 48, whereas when you were in 10th position, you had 30. That's 18 points difference. And that's a massive jump. We may not look at it like that, but with what they're building and where they're coming from and how they're probably trying to play, that alone would be progress for them. So for me, if you're trying to say, I want to get into the top 6 at Kaizer Chiefs at the moment, that's a little ambitious, because there's so much that you need to work on for you to even just get into the top 8. Teams that got into the top 8 last season did really well. These are teams that were a fortress at home, or when they were away, they were out just scoring goals. You need to have a philosophy that works for you first and foremost. So sometimes chasing numbers is really not going to help you if the foundation of how we're getting to those numbers is not rock solid. Top 8, yes. Ideally, if they end up 6, even that is an achievement for Kaizer Chiefs.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Okay, cool. I wanted to play this game with you, by the way. So there's a game that I wanted to play with you. I'm going to mention the trophies that are on hand, and you got to give me who do you think is going to win it.
Okay.
It's as simple as that. Let's go with the big one, which is the Betway Premiership. Which team do you think this season will win the Betway Premiership?
Orlando Pirates.
Whoa, really?
Yes.
Okay. You think they will topple Mamelodi Sundowns this season?
I think they will topple Mamelodi Sundowns this season. I really hope they believe it too. I can topple. If anybody can go toe to toe with Mamelodi Sundowns at the moment, it is Orlando Pirates. And if they prioritize winning this trophy, if they really want it, they can have it. They have everything at their disposal. They really have no excuses.
The next trophy, of course, which is coming around the corner, MTN8. We already have our 2 teams in the final. You spoke about the fact that Orlando Pirates are chasing history, but Stellenbosch as well can't be underestimated. Who's winning the MTN8 according to Oarabile?
Orlando Pirates is making history when they face Stellenbosch, because 3 times is everybody's dream. Everybody's dream. If there's one thing that Orlando Pirates does right, is come alive when it comes to coming to tournaments where you can win a trophy.
Now we're going to the Carling knockout. This includes all 16 teams. So even Polokwane
Yes.
City, you stand a chance. Even Richards Bay, you stand a chance. Maruma Gallants are in there as well. Now, according to you, Oarabile, Carling knockout, who's winning that one?
I want to see TX Galaxy win a trophy. I really believe Siad Ramovic is at a position where he's got a team that he has shaped well. And also Rulan is out of the picture, so he doesn't have to worry about fighting and swearing anyone or any lawsuits coming his way.
Now, this time around, we'll go to the next competition, which includes the 32 teams. So now even Tats, you stand a chance. Even Kazakh Stars, you stand a chance. The Nedbank Cup trophy, which is known as the FA Cup trophy of South African football. Who's winning that?
Chance. They know what it's like to play cup competition. They clearly know how to get to a final. It's just a matter of now, can they build on the solitary trophy that they won last season? They are in the mood. You know, once you've tasted victory and you've tasted glory, you want it. So I think Stellenbosch might just run away with that one.
Amazing. Now, this one is a South African one on the CAF competitions. Obviously, we've got Staley's in the CAF Confederations Cup. We've got Orlando Pirates going in the CAF Champions League, and as well as Mamelodi Sundowns. Before I start off with saying, do I think any SA team will win this? Which of the three, actually, according to you, do you think will go the furthest this season in those competitions?
Sure. Do you know, funny enough, the one that we probably don't expect is probably going to go further. Like I'm pretty sure Stellenbosch is going to surprise us, as worried as I am about them. I really believe they actually might go further than these two that are playing in the CAF.
Now, I got two questions left. Will a South African team win a CAF competition this season?
Ish. I want to say yes. Wait, I want to say yes. Oh, now, guys, we also deserve a double-decker bus going through the streets of Pretoria and Gauteng, lifting, like a whole Springbok kind of vibe. I want to say yes. I really want to say yes because
what's stopping you from saying yes?
They're chasing a star. Ooh. No, I don't believe any of them are going to win it.
Now, I asked you the last time was where is South African broadcasting, sports broadcasting for you right now? Let's leave the broadcasting to the side. My final question that I have for you, Oarabile, is where is South African football for you right now?
Oof. That's a tough one. It's a tough and exciting one. Exciting in the aspect of we've seen so many changes, so many coaches that are now finally getting opportunities that I believe that they deserve. I mean, yes, finally. This man has, been an assistant coach to so many great coaches that we know of. I love the fact that we're giving South Africans an opportunity. Love the fact that Polokwane City is also on the rise in that aspect of having believed in a coach that got them into the top 8 last season. And, they put their faith and they were like, yes, let's do this. Well, Clinton Lawson are back. We're getting musical chairs in this league right now. It's exciting. Sometimes it's worrying, but I think we're in a good place. And also I know that we didn't want to talk about the broadcasting, but, we have a Minister of Sport, Arts and Culture right now that seems to be involved in a lot of the things that are happening, that's constantly pushing the narrative to get all of these people and these broadcasting rights to be shown. I mean, it's a very big thing what he did, especially for the rugby, particularly to get rugby onto the SABC.
Oh, man, I want to take time. Thank you so much. And until the next one.
Until the next one, where we talk about how Orlando Pirates are going to win the Betway Premiership, how Stees are going to go all the way in the CAF, until the very next one.
Here on this show, we have no fear, no favor, objective all the way. Players, coaches, we're watching all of you guys. This is Muku of the Week. The star for this week, I've gone with the football club. I could have gone Mamelodi Sundowns. They did a 4-0. Yes, but it was expected for them to do that over the weekend. But I've gone with Stellenbosch. And the reason why I've gone with Stellenbosch is that this was the first time they enter CAF competitions. This is the first time they enter CAF confederations. And they've made it to the group stage, beating AS Vita Club, a club that's always been within the CAF setting. So for them to do it on their first attempt, Stellies take a bow. And as for the Moegoe, played over the weekend, played in the CAF Champions League. Peter Shaulile, the striker. It's another game and there's no goals, guys. And I saw this shocking stat. Surprising. In 2024, the Mamelodi Sundowns striker, which I've adored and loved for years and years and years, and I'm talking about what he's done with Namibia and Sundowns and all the competitions, only has, in a space of 9 months, 6 goals. 6 goals. Mangoba, save the guy. Absolutely save him. When I say save him, take him off. You got Ikram Reyners, you got Sales, you got Riveiro doing the things. Save this guy, because as it goes on, the stats are piling. And unfortunately, for another game, missing, no assists, no goals, Moegoe of the week. Placing the right bets on the right games. Win big with Shakes from Rampedi on Bet of the Week. This week we've got the EFL Cup and we've got the Premier League. Let's go through it, right? Arsenal going up against Bolton, Arsenal straight win. Yep. Liverpool go up against West Ham, Liverpool straight win. Newcastle at home in the Premier League against Manchester City have gone Man City straight win. Arsenal, I had to name them twice. Up against Leicester in the Premier League, Arsenal straight win. Everton at home against Crystal Palace. Who's struggling more here? I've gone with Everton or draw and over 1.5 goals. And just with 5 games, the odds add up to 9.74. We are gunning like the Gunners for the win. But if you want to gun with me, you got to click on the link below. Remember to practice responsible betting at betway.co.za. Happy Heritage Day, everybody. It's been a public holiday. It's been a good day. Betway Premiership action. I mean, nothing, eh? But to make it even better, I just need you to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you're notified for future episodes.